you know, sometimes you just gotta laugh. But I wanna say this publicly because it's fucking crazy shit to me, man. Crazy shit. So let me just say one more thing. I've heard that there's this we need to empower women situation being stated and said by some people. Now, hear me out. I'm all for women's empowerment. But it's hard for me to take people seriously who condone, coddle, excuse, conflate sexual assault. So we're supposed to empower women. Let me get this straight. Let me just fucking try to wrap my head around it for a second. We're supposed to empower women as long as we deem them worthy. No, it's called giving the power to women in a society where women's rights are going back to the 50s. But you guys don't want to talk about those conversations. You don't want to have those conversations. We need to empower each other by overlooking neglect while claiming we care for children. We need to empower women by sitting by and remaining silent. This whole women, that side, empowers women. Oh, there's a video that somebody made talking about empowering women. Their side empowers women. What? Huh? Huh? So empowering women is making qualifications for victims because you might not like them on the internet. Empowering women is excusing sexual assault because somebody was only civilly responsible instead of criminally. I'm sorry, I'm fucking confused as shit. Is anybody else about that? Wants us to have a private conversation when we're being threatened with legal bullshit because of Fifi's getting hurt. Oh, Sheila, there's somebody that made a video talking about their side empowers women. And I'm just really confused because there seems to be a lot of condoning and coddling of poor behavior while trying to take somebody's power and weaponizing their trauma. I'm really confused on it. Really confused on this. Cinda, that's what I'm trying to understand. That's what, Phoebe, I'm struggling with that. I just figured I would ask you guys if how we explain this away. This is my public call out to please explain to me how empowering women is this. I'm anyone? I don't get it. I'm just struggling with how this is. I don't get it. You got nothing too? Okay. I'm really confused because that's where the space I kind of live in. So I thought maybe you guys would ask or have the ability of helping me. There's no way to explain it. Okay, Fuzzy Puff. At least I don't feel alone in my confusion here. Because, okay, Laura, you didn't either. Okay, thank you. Because I'm sitting here like, all right, so how am I justifying this in my head? I just can't. I can't make the leap. Truly. Hey, FarQ. Thank you for being a member for 6 months. You're confused as well. Okay. All right. Well, we'll just all be confused together. Because It doesn't make sense to me. This is not women's empowerment to smear victims. That's just not what it is. Victims don't have qualifications. Anybody can be a victim, whether you like them or not, whether they've done heinous shit in the past, whether it doesn't fucking matter. Victims are victims. It just doesn't matter. So to me, it's really confusing hearing people that are like trying to justify a woman's trauma being weaponized say that they are the side of women's empowerment. I don't need to be empowered. Women have always held the power. I don't know. Okay, I'm glad you guys are confused too. Thank you for making me feel a little bit more sane. Because some days out here, I am like, huh? Y'all, Nana's not drunk. I'm glad you understand me right now, because I was just like, am I hearing this? We will be, okay, Phoebe, I'm glad hey, in moments like this, when in doubt, we'll be confused together. Totally same. Okay, Fuzzy Puff. Hey, Charlotte. Some days I'm like, I don't know. There's a really good article in Lilith magazine about women's empowerment versus power. I highly suggest people read it. That's all. I just wanted to ask because some days like today, I just feel like I'm in the upside down and it just rotates. So it just rotates. Around and around we go. And around we go. And around we go. Yeah, Sweetie Cake, that's a good question.
Like you try this.
Amber, I can agree with that. Hold on.
Oh, you got a boba ball.
Oh, gross. That's gross. Okay, that's a boba. Ugh. My kids like boba balls, like the little bobas. Nobody's getting in my head, Stitching. What I'm asking is, yes, there's videos. Yes, there's multiple. It is, there's multiple videos, and that's why I'm like, ugh. Yes, Fuzzy Puff, there's that. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like we're back and forth.
Drink?
No.
It's a lemonade.
I got that boba ball thing. It's gross. Have any of you tried the boba balls? Those are gross. All right, that's all I wanted to ask. That's all I wanted to ask, and just be like, I'm missing the women's empowerment of one side. Again, I'm missing it. Maybe these women have no desire to empower themselves. First of all, and I don't know who you're talking about, just an assumption. Hennessy, and I can understand that too. Like, again, this is why I feel like I'm in the upside down, because it's become this, well, yeah, I have no answers, but I'm just really confused by a women's empowerment movement, or even conversation or expectation of like calling somebody up and like addressing them when this person has threatened legal action. Like, I'm confused. Wendy, I didn't really get that out of it. No, I didn't get that out of it necessarily. Maybe that was the message and I just missed it. I'm talking about Tia and TPE's videos. Watch them. Tell me, honestly, tell me what you think, because it's just a little confusing. And I would love to know what I'm missing here about how one side is empowering. No, I don't know. Brooke, I haven't said any of that's okay. Have I said any of that's okay? But what I'm not seeing you say is anything that's been done to Clue is bad. So that's where I get confused though too, because you're allowing yourself to be like, oh, poor BJ. But you remember that on her panel, it is stated that she basically was supported by 200,000 images of CP. This is why I'm saying, like, right there, it's very one-sided. Yeah, that's, y'all, Nana's not drunk. Yeah, Amber, that's what I don't understand. I guess, but most of these people don't want to have a conversation about how we're getting here in society anyways, because it's a much bigger issue than just on YouTube. This is a whole thing in society where women's rights and rights of many people are being threatened. So I will not post links to either one of those channels in my chat. Yeah, she survived. Yeah. Hate bonding over what? It's not me, it's you. Hate bonding over what? I haven't done any of that. Sour Patch. So you are not for the victims. You all have to stop this BS. I haven't done any of that. I haven't done any of that. So hold me accountable for what I've done. I haven't done that. Oh, Kenzie. Kenzie comes out from the bushes. See, and that's funny to me. It's not me, it's you. So when she is smearing all of us, it's hating her. But what is it when she does it to others? Like that's where I'm genuinely asking. Okay, Penny, that valid. A lot of you guys have very valid comments. No, that it's not semantics with the word hate, because I don't hate her. I hate her behavior. Don't get it twisted. I absolutely hate her behavior. But again, I will be held accountable for things I've done. I've never done any of that stuff. I've never once done those things. Kenzie. Kenzie. Oh, sis. I didn't even know Kenzie was in here. Whap! There they go. Yeah, Cinda, I can get that. J Fox, understood. Be nice, try it. I came on because I'm genuinely asking a question, like, how is one side empowering women when their sole intent was to get a gotcha over Queen Bee? So we're justifying foying personal, private situations of queens. We're overlooking that. Is that women's empowerment? Asking for me to hand it off to. This is where I'm like, ah. Oh, Cletus, did you see the videos that I'm talking about saying that their side empowers women? And I'm really struggling with how they're empowering women. Brooke, I gave you 2 videos. Tia and TPE you can go listen to. Tia's the one that said something about women's empowerment. Kenzie, sis is like, time. No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I just I'm really trying, I'm struggling here because so that side is the side. Let me just set the field here. And the one is an assumption. I don't know who Tia is at all, or where she aligns or anything like that. But who she sits with, or who usually engages pretty heavily with her content, is the people who, I don't know. I'm struggling with it. A racist sympathizer, JP. Oh, Jesus, JP. JP. So, what about Molly? When you hung out with Molly, were you a racist sympathizer? Because I'm pretty damn sure that we heard Molly say a whole lot of fucking foul shit. Nobody ever ignored it or justified it. Again, where did that happen? Where did that ever happen? Who justified it? This is where it gets caught up in the weeds, and this is why I feel like my head explodes some days, because yeah. Okay. So, according to what was just said, basically, if you've ever made a statement that is racist, looking at a lot of people, you're not a victim. I don't understand this. Hold on, I'm looking at your comments. Hold on. Not to mention, I heard them say BJ said predator situation one time and stuff. No, she did not. Yeah, you're right. Allegedly speculating. That's what the justifications keep rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. And I'm like, so fucking confused. Up to good, agreed. J Fox. Scooter McBooters, this is pretty much what it's been. Yeah, allegedly speculating there. Yeah, Cletus is spot on that too. Yeah, only on Fridays. Only on Fridays. But again, they're using an argument that doesn't even exist to justify current this is why I'm struggling with this, because we're continuing to go back and use an argument from a year ago when the behavior has not been present. There's been nothing said. But we're still using that argument to justify current actions by others. I'm really struggling with it. Oh, yeah, Craig uses them openly. Baton Rouge. That's valid. Hey, Teresa. I just really don't understand this women's empowerment talk when I've seen one side, FOIA, some of them have said they don't agree with it, but they still stand there. Okay, that's their choice. They don't agree with what was done. It was done. Moving on. So why? Yeah, maybe I'm too logical for this one. Maybe I'm trying to insert too much logic into this because I'm just like, huh? Okay, so it's just a Tuesday of same old shit. Because it doesn't seem. Well, Stitching, they're not gaslighting me at all, actually. If I'm being honest, I laughed my fucking ass off. And the reason I laughed my ass off, and this is, again, nothing to any of my friends that voted for Trump. It really isn't. But I've seen some of these people try to justify their support. And when I've asked, like, okay, but he was civilly liable for sexual assault. What is that any different? And I've had some of these people, like, kind of try to justify this shit. And then, yeah, I'm struggling with some of the things, but I attach it to the bigger picture and what's happening in society today. And I think that's why I struggle with this. I do laugh a lot because I'm like, holy shit. I don't know. Maybe that's just what we're doing. Be nice, try it. You know what? But that's the thing, is everybody goes and Aries, what? Yeah, I fucking agree with that, Clue. I agree with that. I just saw that. And I just wanted to ask that question because in reality, we are going backwards. We really are. Like, there are things that are happening. And again, please don't make this into a conservative. Old school conservatives are fiscally responsible, law and order. Like, that's not what we have today. We have extremist groups that are kind of offshoots. I don't even know what I identify as anymore, so just leave me be. But there's such a bigger picture, and when we're talking about things like empowerment of women, and I see this, yeah, I have a hard time with it. I'll never be okay with what was done. Okay, Kim. Thank you. That's thank you. If it's okay for them to stand with Joneson and for what she did, then it should be okay for you to stand with Clue for what she did. Then that should be okay, and there shouldn't have any problems, right? But in that, Kim, where is this empowering coming from? Because we're justifying. I don't know. They're pretty stark. I don't know. I give up. I give the fuck up. Okay. Yes, I agree with that clue too. Constantly. Like, that's why I'm struggling with the. So we're overlooking all of that, but yet we want to take an art. I'm struggling with this and I needed to process this. And thankfully, you guys are my processing. Ooh, Cletus, good thought right there. Can I ask a question? How does the internet now empower everyone, regardless of gender? It seems to be the most diverse medium for conversation that ever existed. Cletus, I agree with you. But I think what's happening is we are seeing justification. Oh, do I even want to go here? I don't know. Amber, sometimes I ask that, like, I get so confused with situations. Public opinion is more influenced by fascinating emotions and subjective beliefs than objective facts. Oof. I just don't get the justification. Yeah, Cleo, that was that would be a deep conversation though, what he just opened, and I'm like, do I even want to go there? That is like, that's a deep conversation. That's a very valid question. Very valid question. Regardless of gender, it is a very powerful medium for conversations, connection. And I think that's why I struggle with it, because I've never ever said that I wanted anybody's channel taken or canceled or anything like that. I guess the hardest thing for me is watching people justify behavior of others towards parents of missing children. Like, that's overlooked, that's justified. And then when it just gets worse, increasingly worse, people come in and feel sorry. Not everybody. Now, that's just her enablers, usually in her chat. But it's happening. And then those same people turn around, they scream and cry when something happens, but they cheer on escalating. Revival Tia, not Tia Dash. Yeah, none of us have done that. Right, Chico, that's true. That's what I'm Missy Lou. I don't know. Right, truck you. Right. People are allowing their emotions to get too involved with something that didn't happen to them. Clue had every right to do what she did. If my child's trauma was used at Fire Chick, I honestly, you guys probably wouldn't want to see what I would do. I mean, my kid's in here sniping people out of the bushes. So, oh, see, Wendy, I look forward to that, because I look forward to that. Stop playing with my crunchy. What's a paw? What's your Yeah, crispy. That's true. That's true. Okay, well, I'm gonna go back to my hole now of trying to rationalize irrational thoughts. I mean, that's what I do these days. Just try to rationalize irrational thoughts. If you guys want a cheat code, here's a cheat code. I know Pika tells this in every chat. If you want a cheat code, so the vertical streaming looks like your standardized format. if you don't like the vertical streams because of the comment section, which I don't either, go to save to watch later. Click the button, save to watch later. Go back into your watch later and it will appear in the same format as typical. Fuzzy Puff, did we get anything accomplished? I think you might understand me in my confusion here. I'm a little confused. Hey, Mercedes girl. No, TPE. I said Tia, and I said they could watch your video too. You've done a video too. Tia, sorry if anybody got misconstrued. Tia spoke on women's empowerment. TPE did a video. There you go. Let me correct that because they'll say I'm lying. You're welcome. Sorry if I misconstrued that. Tia spoke directly on women's empowerment. TPE did a video. I guess, let me end it with this. I'm struggling with the fact that we are supposed to see her, BJ in particular, as a victim. BJ is a victim of everything, correct? So we're supposed to believe her when she talked about her sexual assault. I was ridiculed and it was said that I mocked her essay story. I never did. What I did was I listened to it because in the midst of that, she actually goes on to drag some of us and talk shit and do drama. She rolled in from one to another. But I was actually shamed for that. So that was an issue because I was like, first of all, that's not what I did. Do I have my own personal thoughts and opinions? Yeah, but sometimes I keep them to myself. So then we sit by, and again, this is very situational, so please just hear me out. Some people are okay with the FOIAs being passed to a man to weaponize to harm Queen. Some people will say it's wrong, but yet continue to say they stand right there. Okay. Then we have, it escalates even further. Clue, her ex was brought out just as a weapon against her, not for awareness of any other purpose, nothing, but just to like harm her in any way, shape, or form, silence her. But it wasn't just her situation. It was her child and others. So then they don't get the response that they want from that. Oh, the Hank. And then further things are said by her and her panel. Not only about her ex, but then it's stated by people that some support, some don't. Sinner. That Cletus, Clue has a type. BJ's spouse has called him Cleto the pedo. I, again, struggle with this whole thing of people weaponizing stuff. Cletus didn't have nothing to do with that. I don't understand. There's been so much Yeah, Clue, there you go. I refuse to listen to anyone who looked past Laura's comments when they were racist. Oh, W. Schmidt. Valid, fucking valid point. Thank you for that. Because that's another thing. Some of these people did not, but some of these people were willingly, openly going over to the chat, going on panel, engaging in conversation with her, and now telling us, oh. Whew. See, you guys, this is why I like having these conversations, because you guys bring up some valid points that make me feel like I'm not losing my mind, that some of you guys are in the same spin. No, I'm going to stand. What Kim said earlier is so okay, or so valid. So okay, I can't even talk. Kim said earlier, like, if they want to stand by and say what what Jones and did, they don't agree with, but they still stand there, then why shouldn't it be the same thing? Like, none of us said that what she said, but again, behaviors. I fuck. Did you catch nonsense, Missy Lou? Oh my God, nonsense line on her. She came in here and I said, I'm sorry if it's confused. Tia is who spoke on women's empowerment. You guys on your fucking coddled baby bullshit. Same. Revival, same. Yeah. Oh my God. To the vape store. The question in my mind is always, what does the end game look like with the whole situation? None of this that is happening moves a needle for anyone. So why does it continue? That's a good question. Very fucking good question. Cletus is the absolute best man. I love him more than my own life, but that's what God does. When you pass a test, he rewards you. I did the right thing with my ex and I will never, yeah, I that's the thing is that this is what even, this is why I'm okay. And you know this because I think I've kind of said this to you. This whole narrative of even talking about women's empowerment as they sit there and diminish how much power that took, how much fucking power it took to do what you did. And I have always said, like, Cletus coming into that situation and standing up for his family, like, that's what's important. Not just for you, but for both of you. I don't know if that's the same one, Pika. Not Tia Dash. Don't get it confused. Sorry, Clue. Maybe that's a good question, Stitching. Yes. Tia the cat.
What time do you plan on?
This type of rhetoric to me is very harmful. We're gonna leave in like 45 minutes.
45 minutes?
Yeah. Why?
I'm not ready.
You're not ready? That's up to good. That's another good question. The end game is to continue to drop little emotionally charged snippets of rebuttal to drive more content within a specific oof. I honestly believe they're just looking for something. FOIAs are okay, calling out BJ's license scamming is not. I don't know. That Ellen, if you want out of that, the vertical, you can go to save it to your watch later and then go into your watch later and it will be the regular format. It's emotional terrorism and abuse under the guise of the empowerment, big words by individuals who suffer from arrested development, stuck in the same emotional circle they had in high school. Oof. You guys are hitting some good points. Oh, I can't even imagine, Clue. Like, that, Cletus, I think that's the part for me, like, why, like, that term specifically, like, those words, women empowerment, is such a in this society, right? In society right now, because of what is happening, I can understand. I can understand the discussion, but not in the situation that it's being applied in, because this is anything but women's empowerment. And I feel like that is misplaced. Maybe that's why. Better versions of themselves, yeah. Elizabeth, no, never. I don't leave my house. I'm just joking. Harmful to all victims and survivors. That's what I feel too. Yes, yes, not Tia Dash, yes. Yeah, that's revival. I think that's the hard part too, is because I can't even imagine. I can't even fucking imagine what I can't. I can't. I, she did everything the correct way. Like, that's what we want. We want people like that put behind bars. And when something like that is done, it should be celebrated. And yet we're seeing it weaponized. And then terms like women's empowerment on one side. And it's like, what the fuck are we doing? So we're using FOIAs on somebody's personal situation. Like, I'm fucked up about it. Okay. This is why I tell you guys, I don't have any answers any more than anybody else does, but hey, T. Yeah, yeah, Cletus, I can get you there. But there are connections with certain things, like the political agenda, propaganda, rhetoric that people like At Night, Tony, Seth, those people do use the political propaganda for what they're doing too. Oh, and by the way, I guess, yeah, vertical live cheat code. Sorry, guys. I'm just listening. I, I'm actually, that's why I came live, because I was sitting here like thumbing my own head. I took a shower, then I was folding laundry, and I was just sitting here like talking, listening, confused. Absolutely, Akira. Yeah, clue. That's what, like, it just really bothers me that it's even like there's just any overlooking of that. LFT, it'll be great because I am going to disconnect and hang out with Rockabit. You did after it was leveraged. You're right. Nobody's denying that. But again, she should have never been forced to even talk about that. And it should never, like, even though she talked about it, it does not give somebody the ability or the permission to try and harm her or hurt her or her child, because she did the right fucking thing. So, and I'm not saying that's what you're saying, but that's what some people are saying. BJ Brooke, BJ Kim. Where is Kiki? Yeah, in the Pines, yeah. Alana, go get him out of the closet in the hallway. Yeah. I think he must be in there. That's up to good. There you go. Yeah, Cletus, they do suck at it. No one you know has weaponized it. Brooke, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out, you goddamn clown. Are you fucking joking? Okay, there we go. Are you fucking joking? What I don't understand is how everyone shamed Maddie's mom for not saying anything or doing anything. And then you have a mother that does and she gets blamed. Oof, good point. Absolutely, Michigan wifey. Agreed. Yeah. W coming in with some more truth. I agree with you. Okay. That's not Clue. That's not what I'm doing. Yeah, rock a bit. Okay. I agree with you. Thank you for saying that. I just don't understand the justification here or the like. I can't. Kim and Crafton. Yeah, Kim and Crafton have used it a lot. And we're talking about real life, right? Like real life. Even attempting to excuse that website or that her intent was different. I'm sorry, Kathy. Yeah, it's super dangerous. It's super dangerous in the Pines. It absolutely is. Noreen Ivy, is BJ a victim? A victim of what? Can you classify that? Because of the internet? No. BJ has made her bed and lies in the bed she's made on the internet. Now, is she a victim because of stuff in her home? That's up to interpretation. We don't know. She claims no, she's not. She says she's not. Some would say she is. Do you see what I'm saying? That's the other tricky part of this. She says everybody, again, she doesn't see herself as a victim of that. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, Sam. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying she has said herself that she is not. That's where it gets really tricky because when somebody's saying they're not, she wants it both ways. Yeah. There's just no comparing, in my opinion, what is being said and done, like the dangerous precedent that's being set with condoning or like JP coming in here and saying I'm a racist sympathizer because I stand with Clue. Sorry, I'm going to stand with Clue. Call me all the names you want. I mean, Sent by Molly was really cool, right? Like, this is the shit I don't understand and I can't wrap my head around. No. Sam, you're good. I wasn't saying that to you either. Well, I wasn't meaning what you were. I'm glad you were actually clarifying that, though. It's the hypocrisy and what about there is none. These are all these situations that are just happening right in front of our eyes. DV is complicated. I agree with that. There's reactionary abuse. There's coercive control. It's a very complicated situation. She, though, if we're being honest, her own statements have said no, she does not see herself as a victim. Does that make it that I don't see her a victim? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying from her own words and statements about this, she does not. Does that make sense? It's very complicated, yeah. Yeah, Sam, it's complicated. It's complicated for sure. I don't know. I guess just food for thought. It's not black and white. Kathy, that's valid. Spotty Dotty, okay. She absolutely lied about your situation. 100%. That's proven factual. Proven her motive and intent and what they were using your ex for. Had nothing to do with bringing awareness for your ex. That's been beyond proven. Like that's not even on the table for discussion. What has been done to you has been foul, fucked up, and disgusting. Period. Point blank. She knew she was a part of it. Yeah, well, children of assault have protection that follow them into adulthood, as do as the witnesses from that event. Also maintain federal protections, including the expectation of privacy. Amber, a lot of people do. That's truly, a lot of people do not see themselves as victims, even though what we consider victims would be fitting. Okay, I'm gonna end this just because I'm trying. Noreen, a lot, oftentimes a lot. And again, I'm just saying what she said. Again, you asked a question of if she's a victim. I can't say that because what my perception is of her situation might not fit what she feels. Now, does that mean that it's not correct, my perception or her denial of a situation? No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I can't, from the internet, no, she's not. She's not. Yeah. I guess the part that pisses me off, like, it's so fucking weird to me. Here, let me end it with this. So we're fucking horrible, evil, wretched people. To address her, but then if something is to happen, what's going to happen, and mark my words, which I hope nothing ever does because I don't want that for anybody, but then it's going to be, we didn't do enough. We didn't do enough to protect her, when in reality, that's not our place. That's not our place to, but somehow she always ends up, or people always come out justifying the call coming from her own home. I don't know. Noreen, I don't know. That's where I'm like, I'm really struggling with all of it. Well, honey, we're not getting anything accomplished, but I'm glad you guys are openly discussing things. That's what I'm I'm appreciative of that. Agreed. Up to good, agreed. Again. I don't know. I think a lot of people are expecting Clue to show restraint while we coddle BJ's excuses, I think is what I'm struggling with. Like, I'm hearing shit behavior by a parent weaponizing their own children and then blamed on us for things that she's doing to her own. That bothers me. Then I'm hearing all these things overlooked, FOIAs of another mother being handed off, and some people don't agree with it. They don't, but they still sit there. So where, I can't understand this. To me, it sets a dangerous precedence to when a woman does everything they can to protect a victim, does everything. I can't stress that enough. And this is the spin we're seeing. And the justification has been, well, she didn't say it. Yeah. Rockabit, where's the, can you point me in the direction of any more of those comments that have been made, please, in the last year? Can you please point me in the direction of any of those comments continuing to be made? And how are we still criticizing Clue for those comments, but overlooking anti-Muslim comments by Joneson? Genuine question. Isn't hate hate, or does it have a definition? To me, it's hate. Again, weird justifications to me. So we can sit by Joneson, who makes anti-Islamic comments. But that was probably a one-off, right? Well, Amber, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just having an open conversation because this is where I like, BJ lied on Clue because Clue never did things BJ said, and then Clue took it, and then she stated a fact about BJ. It's a lie versus the truth valid. We're not, well, and your comments have been misrepresented over and over again. Hey, OG. Let me shut the fuck up. I always get you guys going with these. You have to buy a new washer and dryer? Well, fuck, I love that though. Okay, she has muzzled herself very well in the last year. Okay. What about Joneson? That's what I'm saying is it's overlooked on, I don't know. Never mind. We're just going to circle around and around and around and around and around and around and around. I love washers and dryers though. Look at the Whirlpool Cabrio. They're top load. They're not, I hate front load washer and dryers. That's what I actually have right now, and I fucking hate them. But the Whirlpool Cabrio does not have an agitator in the middle. It's got this little spin thing, but they're huge. You can get them at Costco. Oh, JP, you and your fucking alts wanting to be noticed. No, again, you called me a racist sympathizer. So when you sat by Molly, were you a racist sympathizer? Fucking seriously. Costco, yes. And they will deliver and set up. Oh, I love them, Little Daisy. I loved it. I love those. Okay. Okay, Rockabit. I'll take that. That T might as well be a button, biatch. Oh, really, Lippy? See? The more you know. I just thought it was a really, in all honesty, here's the thing. I thought that the term being used of women's empowerment, that confused me. And that's why I'm here. That confuses me. Yes, Cabrio, yep. Yes, you can if you do it online, Clue. Duchess. Mm-hmm. Hey, Incognito. No, Noreen, I don't usually speak about women's empowerment. I talk about women's rights going backwards. I talk about people using political propaganda like Nick at Night and those guys to diminish and sexually harass and things of that nature. Not really women's empowerment, more so like women have the power. not so much of a women's empowerment thing. Women already hold the power. They just got to use it. That Tia cat gives cats a bad name and therefore W. Schmidt. Fuck, you came out spicy today. All right. Hey, Jay. Thank you for entertaining me in this thought process, because sometimes I'm like, okay, well, I'm not the only one living in the upside down. These are the rules that have been set by who plays by those rules, Claudia? Jake, get back home. Can you burn down the internet? Because I'm not doing very good at it. What about that? But what about this? But, Noreen, I answered your question straight up. You're the only one in here making buts. You asked a question about BJ being a victim. I said no, she's not a victim. And as far as her personal situation, I have no idea. That's not up for me to decide. My opinion of what her situation is, my opinion. Doesn't mean shit. But as far as her being a victim of the internet, no. She's a victim of her own fucking circumstances that she created herself. I'm sorry. Because it's valid, Noreen. It's valid when they start these arguments like this. The quickest thing is to overlook. It's not what somebody said. It's the reaction they got. It's not the poking, the prodding that caused somebody to explode. It's the explosion. Does that make sense? If the rule you followed brought you to this, of what use was the rule? Fuck off, be Tim. I just thought of that quote from No Country for Old Men. Yeah, I'm mad at you right now. Go away with these quotes from Old Country. You asked if she was a victim. I classified the two situations. And thank you, B. Tim. See, I like having these hard conversations though, and then Cletus comes in and makes me really think, and I'm like, okay, I don't have 5 hours to have that depth of a conversation. Cletus is on a whole different wavelength at times, and he asks questions, and I'm like, oh, okay, motherfucker. Go on with yourself. Rockabit, so it was Jay's fault that she got fired up, or is it the fact that she was being sued by people like BJ who claimed they were a victim of hers? How is that Jay firing her up? Huh? Huh? That's as fucking delusional as people saying that I fucking gassed Granny up. Yeah, Granny was fucking sued by frivolous allegations. Like, she's gonna get fired up, and they've just kept coming. Hi, Kraken. Clue, him and Kyle would be a fucking mess together. Seriously, though, this is what Kyle does to me. And where he's gone, normally these are the conversations I go to him with. But he's not here. I could call him on the phone. But it's not as... Yes, we are Pointer Lover. It's somebody's 16th. We actually celebrated this weekend with my in-laws before Kyle left, but we are going to be doing. Jay, I was like, wait. What? I think that's the hard part for me in this space at times, is when people react. Oh my God, their reaction is so terrible. Not all the actions that brought us to the reaction. Does that make sense? And they're often pushed off because somebody doesn't like somebody. Okay, don't like that person. Don't go there. But don't misinterpret or misrepresent what's being done either. Much endeavor, this isn't for them. I just thought maybe I was being the dumb one and missed something. No, I'm not. Oh, pointer lover. Thank you so much. That's really sweet. You don't need to do that, but hey, babe. Babe, you can't leave me anymore. You women jumped to tear another where? Where did I do that, Noreen? Where did I do that? Go find me a fucking comment that I made tearing anybody's DV report apart. Go find it. Run along. Go find it. Go find it. Yeah, Rockbit agreed. But it still wasn't Jay's. It had nothing to do with Jay. Let's put the blame where it belongs. At Night, BJ, Tony, Seth. That wasn't Jay. We don't get to do that. Yeah, go find fucking comments of me ripping it apart. And I've also been blamed for not warning Granny about Rackin, whatever her name is. First and foremost, I didn't know a whole lot about her. The one conversation she was mentioned in, I did give a slight warning, but I didn't remember or even know that she was as involved in the things as she was, so that's not my responsibility either. And I wasn't around for that either. Yeah, Jay, same. I didn't either. Note to self, thank you. I just saw that. Thank you. All right. Well, that's not going to happen in this situation, Baby Firefly, because, again, I've shown the clips of what has been done and said. There's no justification for it. Not at all. If I would have replied to your email, oh my God, don't fucking start. I'm so bad. Anyone not on the dark side ever heard the saying, there are none so blind who refuses. Oof, Perry. What now, W? What happened? No, that you don't get to put that off on fucking other creators, though. We all have emotional control. If somebody comes up and amps us up, and like that's on us. Right, Sheila, I know. Bliss, explain, please. This is an open discussion. This is why I said, like, I'm not trying to misrepresent it or misinterpret. I'm asking, what is women's empowerment? Please explain. Open discussion. You burnt your brownies. Sorry. Hey, Kay. I fucking what? I'm just in general. Okay, blissful ignorance. Agreed. Okay, so a lot of people talk about women's empowerment, but in this particular situation, as one side, because there's two sides here, right? So one side is trying to find excuses, in my opinion, for what was done to Clue and how it was used and lied on and so on and so forth. That doesn't seem like that side is concerned about women's empowerment when that is the continuing theme. And it doesn't seem like it's women empowerment to overlook another woman being foiled and handed off to a man to use. That doesn't sound very women's empowerment to me. No, Sheila, I didn't. I knew bits and pieces, and then it was, I think we had to talk about it afterwards to even remember. Like, there was other people that messaged me too. Oh, I took it differently, blissful ignorance. And again, perception is key. And thank you for talking. You're good, Kay. There's not much conversation here. You felt like she was calling it. Okay, maybe I missed that. And it could be too, because I see so much of what is being overlooked. Misty Blue, yeah. Just the women you choose, yeah, yeah. Pointer Lover, thank you so much. You got brownies? We got cookies. Oh my gosh, Kelly, thank you. You get 3 weeks. See, I've never even seen that until people were talking about it. Amber, you have always been very, very, very consistent. Okay, okay. Blissful, valid. Your perception is, that is valid, and I will take that. That's why I was like, okay, what are we talking about here? Because it doesn't feel in any way, shape, or form like that. I own you. Yeah, Painted Rocks, she did. She owns Cletus and Clue, don't you know? Oh, Kelly, that was really sweet. Thank you. Ooh, T, good point. Anybody want to babysit Hank for a day? If a woman stays in a terrible situation for her and her children and does nothing to make it better, that's not empowerment, and I won't enable or coddle that behavior. Valid stitching. Valid stitching. Joan, then really triggers me because I can't stand idiots who don't realize they are stupid. W. Schmidt, stop. You're going to get me in trouble because hallelujah, hallelujah. When somebody has to write a speech for you to read it off, to excuse your behavior, yeah, I got nothing more. Love you, Miss Leah. Supporting a liar who is okay being a complete manipulative asshole is empowering women. See? Okay, Lippy, see? I'm cracking, I'm sorry. There is no empowerment in deceit and using persons. That very, very valid. Okay. All right. Well, let's end it out here because we're all kind of, note to self, thank you so much for the gifted memberships. Jilly, thank you for being a member for 8 months. I appreciate you guys actually coming in. You guys gave me a lot of food for thought, truly. These are the conversations that are really interesting to me. And again, ignorance is bliss. Thank you for coming in and giving me your perception. I will actually listen to it again and see if I can put my own personal bias aside for a moment, or what I know as fact, and see if I can hear that. But truly, I will try. Hello, Spring, of course. Accepting different women's viewpoints. Oof. Merry Griftmas.